They explained everything. I mean, from your cost of goods, your overhead, your packaging, distribution. How do you get it out to people? How do people find out about it? Website presence, search engine optimization. I didn't know any of these things.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal.
I was a police officer, and my children were still in school, and the active shooter incidents were occurring more frequently. So when I looked at what my school was doing, which was just the Alice protocol, which is locking the door, shutting off the lights, and kind of huddling in a corner and hoping for the best, I wanted to find something, a little stronger way to keep those classroom doors shut, because they all had glass panes in them. So if it was a focused attack, then somebody could break out that glass, turn the doorknob, and come right in. I wanted to find a better way to do that. So I talked to the principals at the time, and they were all on board with that. If you find something, we'll talk about it. Talk to the superintendent. Lo and behold, it just it grew. And I tinkered around with some things. You could see them on the table here. They're very rudimentary at first, but I didn't know how to go anywhere from there. I didn't even want to make a business, to tell you the truth. It was more about just protecting my kids at school. When that caught on, and then another school found out, and then another school found out, it's like the old commercial, you tell two friends and you tell two friends. It just steamrolled. And so now I said, well, maybe I have a business here. I mean, I'm a cop. I'm not making a lot of money. So if I had an opportunity to make some money on my own, instead of working side jobs like crazy, I was going to do that. And somebody pointed me to a small business development center. And when I went there, I met with a guy named Bill Oliver, who is passed. He passed a while ago, but older gentleman. And I tell you what, I can't thank him enough. He says, what do you got? Let's see what do you want to do with it? And I said, I'd like to sell it if I can, make some money. He says, well, where are you having it made? And I said, well, right now I'm just kind of, piecemealing it. I've got a small little place that we've done it, and we've been fabricating them, and it's a slow process, but we get them out. And he explained everything from soup to nuts. Honestly, we talked all about cost of goods, which, hey, if you talk to my wife, I'm not a numbers person. She'll get 6 cents out of every nickel. I'm not that guy. I don't monitor that closely. I just want to make a product, get it out there, and when I see money come in, I'm a happy man. But they explained everything. I mean, from your cost of goods, your overhead, your packaging, distribution. How do you get it out to people? How do people find out about it? Website presence, search engine optimization. I didn't know any of these things. I was a cop. That's what I did. And Pat Weiss and Bill Oliver walked me through every step and got me established. They helped me put together a website. Well, you got this on the website. Why do you have a cat on here? I don't know. I just thought that was kind of, eye-grabbing. You don't need that. You want people to look at this. Why is your background this? You're coming from Youngstown. Let's put this in the background. So it was very, very eye-opening, very simple. This would be the inside of your classroom. This is your classroom door. This bolts right to the door through two security screws, which come through the back, and thread right into the mount. So those two screws hold it to the door. Should you have a need, an active shooter, somebody's in the building, whatever, there's a threat to the classroom occupants, you close this, you drop the pin. Can't be pushed, can't be pried. Good for over 4,200 pounds of force. There's a hole drilled into the floor and an anchor placed into it to protect the flooring substrate. And again, it's that simple. Originally, we came up with this design, but again, working with the SBDC and I will say, and our manufacturers, the people who do the CNC work for me, we found that this was just taking too much time to cut all these radiuses. And again, cost of goods, we ended up going to a different design, which just had some simple angles. Cut my production time practically in half. Cost of goods, that went down. We stopped powder coating them because that was expensive. While it looked nice, we went to nickel plating, which was just as durable, looked more commercial, and cost me a lot less. So again, SBDC, I give them the credit. We're in 47 states and 6 countries. Our product has really gone all over the place. Yeah, if you check our website, we actually have like a little pin map. Every time something goes out, they put a little pin on it, kind of show you we've grown. Obviously, we saturated Ohio pretty well. We were new in the market. It was a newly developing market, I should say. And the fact that we're all American made right here in the Steel Valley, that really helped. When I think back then to where I am now, I mean, I know production times, I know cost of goods, I know how to squeeze an extra couple pennies out of production. And the marketing, social media is huge. They introduced me to that. I wasn't that guy. I think I had a MySpace at the time. And that was about as tech as I got. But they were just so welcoming. And anytime I had a question, all I had to do was call them. Hey, can I come in? Absolutely. They'd schedule me. We'd go in. I'd tell them what I had. I'd lay things out. And it was nice, like a sounding board. Here's what I'm thinking. What do you think? And they'd tell me, you're way off, or you might want to tweak it this way or tweak it that way. But they were very, very good, very open, and wanting you to do good.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal.